Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jason Hopkins. I'm with Crescent Space Services, a wholly owned subsidiary of Lockheed Martin. And I'm here to talk about our common navigation service for lunar missions called Parsec. So just a quick background on the lunar market and like what we see near term, midterm, and long term. So in the near term, we're starting to see the takeoff of robotic exploration missions, specifically within NASA, within the CLIPS program office for commercial payloads. You've got the NASA rover under the Lunar Terrain Vehicle coming up. And so robotic missions are starting to take off here, and some commercial missions as well. And then we see as the lunar economy grows in the midterm, you'll start having human exploration on the moon through the Artemis program and the likes, and which is partnered with international partnership agencies through NASA and their partnerships like ESA. And then it expands into, we see it expanding into that commercial growth, where you've got now more commercial companies looking to build permitted infrastructures. You've got long-term human habitation and more frequent access to the lunar surface and lunar orbit. Now with this expansion, there's a few of us that see the need for foundational infrastructure, and that starts with communication and navigation, very similar to what we have here on Earth. And so with that, Lockheed Martin started investing in developing a commercial service company that will be more agile and flexible for starting off with the U.S. government needs, but also the commercial industry and international partners as well to support these lunar missions, with that first infrastructure service being comm and navigation. So we formed a wholly owned subsidiary out of Lockheed Martin called Crescent Space Services to do just that, provide that infrastructure as a service for missions in cislunar space and on the surface, utilizing the Lockheed Martin heritage, especially with deep space comm, that reliability that comes with that, and then combining that with the agility of a commercial service company. So again, we're developing what we call Parsec, a constellation of lunar satellites for communication, position, navigation, and timing as a part of that, addressing that need. So it is a capability as a service. We do basically equivalent to like a cell phone service. You can buy plans to provide your missions with comm and nav services. And that service will be available on orbit in 2025. We're going to provide secure, high bandwidth comm between Earth and cislunar and lunar surface missions up to 100 megabits per second downlink back to Earth. And then we've also got position, navigation, and timing as well for orbiting and surface missions. The Crescent leadership is we're led by Joe Landon, former Lockheed Martin executive. He's our CEO. Myself, running Vice President, Strategy and Business Development, and Lindsay Papsadero is our Director of the Parsec Lunar Network. So what is Parsec? It is a commercial satellite network, built by Lockheed Martin as our subcontractor, if you will, and it is providing that communication relay between Earth and the Moon, and that PNT. Position, navigation, and timing service. It's built off the Lockheed Martin Curio bus platform line. So we have two of those, leveraging some existing heritage from some of their lunar missions, as well as some of the deep space comm missions, for example, some of the Mars comm relays. We're partnering with commercial ground station networks. The intent is the service is to be agnostic to commercial ground station providers. So we have global ground station coverage for any ground entry point. And again, looking to roll this out in 2025. So the network, 2 satellites intended to go into an elliptical orbit around the moon, focused more so on the South Pole. So we'll have, with the second node up, we'll have 24/7 coverage of the South Pole. Again, designed right now to support the human exploration missions that are intended to land down in the South Pole regions, and the South Pole exploration robotic missions. We do have, it is a mesh network, so the capability to add more nodes as the economy and exploration grows, to service different latitudes on the moon. If we need to, as more things approach the North Pole, we'll look to adjust the network as appropriate. And then again, it is a subscriptions-based model. We do have different plans for different mission types. We look to work with any mission partners to provide them an affordable capability to meet their mission needs, to accommodate their swap constraints, providing you high data rates back to Earth for your mission data at a fairly reasonable price. And pricing is available upon request. So happy to talk offline if people are interested in understanding the pricing and service capabilities. Oh, that was fast. That's it. My contact information. Happy to take any questions in the time frame or afterwards.